Homs, a city of which 60% of the buildings have been destroyed and families dispersed. In this city, the church decided to be light and salt and started building a clinic in an area where very few people have access to medicine and to medical doctors. And it's just overwhelming to see the vision. This church has become a beacon of light in an area where people need help. We are privileged to be here today with the first medical team reaching out to some patients.
While the doctors are busy with the patients in the new clinic, I'm sitting here sorting out some video footage and making backups and stuff. But the ladies brought me some tea, and I would like to show you how the tea thing and coffee works in Syria. So as you can see, luckily we've got sugar, and I've got the own option of putting sugar in, but yeah, here goes the tea. And I'm very grateful for the tea. It's going to taste delightful, and I'm going to enjoy it. How do you start something that will impact the community around you when most resources are gone? Well, first you start with a visionary driving force and a little help from friends. Dialogos stepped up to the challenge, and with many people partnering through Project Hope, we were able to help the startup phase of this clinic by supplying some beds and linen, although the pastor and his team have acquired the building and is currently restoring it to house this facility. After a long day, we are standing in the streets of Homs. It is 6:34. We're waiting to have lunch. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just we didn't get around to lunch. We did actually have lunch.
No, that was breakfast.
But that was breakfast at lunch.
At lunch.
So yeah. We're taking a hike down the street. It is cool to see the people just being normal and enjoying the day. The kids playing in the street. So cool. It feels like we're always eating, but then that is where we have our most precious times connecting and laughing together. Plus the food is amazing, and almost without realizing it, we went from new friends to becoming family over the course of a meal. When we crossed the border, we saw that some of the customs guys were drinking something. It's not a straw, but it's a straw. And they kept on zipping from this cup and stuff, and it was weird. Yeah, so now we discovered what it is. I would like to introduce you to, what is it?
This is mate.
Mate. So,
This is a South American tea. I think in English you'll call it yerba mate, but in Arabic it would be mate. This is a tea famous in Argentina and Brazil, and for some reason the Syrians really love this. So you can have it with sugar, you can have it with ginger, and obviously with a good cigarette you can also have it. And they would drink it most of the day, and once it's empty, they just refill it. So important, when you share this with someone, each one should have their own straw. So this is actually very uniquely shaped. You would think it's a straw, but actually it's a spoon as well. You can see it's got small holes, and the holes are there to make you holy. No, I'm kidding. The holes are there so that you do not take in, obviously, the leaves or the stems. It's actually part of the tea. Actually, what I'm doing now is haram, meaning forbidden. You should not stir it. You should leave it as it is. So I've done the unmentionable, but forgive me. So in South America, people believe if you drink this, it protects you against altitude disease. They drink it out of horse hooves, obviously that they've made a cup out of. In Syria, they drink it mostly out of glasses. And it's quite a sociable thing. I mean, you won't sit alone and drink it. You'll go out with mates and obviously have some mate. This is good, but be careful. This contains a lot of caffeine. So if you drink a lot of this, you will struggle to sleep.
We had an amazing day yesterday traveling here, and first introduction to more of the normal people of Syria. I really enjoyed that short hike that we did yesterday. The doctors did a great job. They're starting a clinic here. You can really see that they are aiming to help the local people a lot. And that makes our trip quite worthwhile. We've been invited to visit one of the oldest churches in the world. At 12 o'clock this morning, we're actually going to go further north. So we're going to try and squeeze it in between 10 and 12. So join me as we try and visit one of the oldest churches in the world here in Syria. What a privilege to be on top of the roof, and I'll tell you, you can see for miles and miles. It is such a big, humongous city, and so many people living here. It wasn't struck as badly by the earthquakes, but still the war has left its mark, and what a beautiful morning it is.
The war, it had a population of 4 million people. It was the third biggest city after Aleppo, Damascus, but now we don't know how many people either fled or actually came back.
Krista, how are you experiencing this?
Rather overwhelming.
Rather overwhelming, but it's pretty cool.
It's cool. It's so beautiful, and even amidst all the distraction, you can see people are trying to beautify it and just go on with life. And it's the resilience. It's wonderful.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Where are we flying to?
We are going to one of the oldest churches in the world. Are you ready? Yes, indeed they are. For approximately 2,000 years, Homs has served as a key agricultural market, production site and trade center for the villages of northern Syria. It was the third largest city in the country, and its population reflected Syria's general religious diversity of Sunni and Alawite Muslims and Christians. There are a number of historic mosques and churches around the city, and we are driving to one of the oldest churches. We're at a Syrian Orthodox church. It is said, from what I've heard so far, and we'll hear more hopefully inside, it was built around about 59 after Christ, and one of the first churches, and some of it is underground. St. Mary's Church of the Holy Belt, also known as the Al-Zinar Cathedral, is a historic Syriac Orthodox cathedral. The foundations of the church date back to 59 AD, when it was a secret place dedicated to Christian worship during the reign of the pagan Roman Empire at that time. The church building was built at a later stage during the Byzantine era. The current building dates back to the mid-19th century. The church contains a sacred area that is supposed to hold part of the Belt of Mary. The coolest part of this visit to this church building is the underground gathering chamber of the early Christians.
It's 10 meters deep.
طبعا هاي الكنيسه كنا انتبهنا احنا عن نفق كيف التعامل.
I do not think that we really understand what it means to be prosecuted for our faith. Even standing here at almost 10 meters underground, I could not imagine what it would be like for them to meet here and share their spiritual experiences, knowing that out there they could be killed for it. Not knowing who would be next, but overcoming with the reality of their beliefs and not letting go of that reality. This is cool. Our quick visit here in Homs has come to an end, and we need to get moving. Join us again next time as we continue our journey to Aleppo in the north of Syria. We will have our next pop-up clinic and an amazing walk around the old city of Aleppo.